New details tonight in the sex abuse crisis that has rocked the Catholic Church. Prominent Houston priest, Father John Keller, was removed from the ministry just hours before the church released names of priests it considers to be credibly accused of abuse. He spent 20 years at Prince of Peace Church. But that list released by Cardinal Daniel DiNardo revealed little else about the alleged abuse.
So here are the questions. Who are these priests and what did they do? And where are they now? Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogalski is tracking down the answers for us tonight. Jeremy?
Well, and some priests pleaded guilty to sex crimes while others fended off lawsuits over the years. And still other men who once wore the collar appear to have moved on, living happy lives today. There are at least 4 priests with criminal convictions on the archdiocesan list, including Donald Stavanoha, caught in a sex act with a 9-year-old boy in a church van 30-plus years ago. Or Walter Salisbury, convicted not once, but twice. First in Houston in 1978 and later in Washington, D.C., where the church transferred him and where he committed indecent sexual acts 15 years later. At least a half-dozen priests were sued in civil court. The allegations range from getting a teenage girl pregnant to plying kids with drugs and alcohol as a pathway to the sexual abuse. One lawsuit claims there were numerous victims by the same priest.
This is a very sad occasion for us.
The only priest on the list the Archdiocese has previously made public was a former pastor of Christ the King Parish, Stephen Horne.
Credible evidence of the sexual abuse of a minor.
Cardinal Daniel DiNardo removed the priest from ministry in 2008, shortly after his accuser came forward alleging abuse years earlier. We found Horne on social media these days, playing keyboard in jazz and country bands around town. Also on social media, Richard Edelin, who still refers to himself as Father, despite being removed from ministry in 2013. According to news accounts, he was accused of groping a teenage girl in church offices, the confessional, and on retreats. The priest wound up serving another parish in the state of Oregon. On Facebook, he appears to be enjoying the good life, swimming with dolphins on his 25th cruise. Now, we tried reaching out to both Richard Edelin and Stephen Horne today by phone and email. We have not heard back. Meanwhile, it's important to note that of the 40 priests named, 19, nearly half on that list, are no longer living.